Today, we're going to be talking all about welcome emails for your email newsletter. Welcome to the Up in My Business podcast with me, Lex Lancaster, where you'll get an inside look at all things tech, business, and my life as a physical therapist turned digital operations expert. You'll hear all about my lessons as a business owner, the ins and outs of tech for your business, and more. From SEO, websites, and email marketing to automations, launches, and copywriting, I've got you. I'm so excited you're here. Let's dive in. Before we start today's episode, I'd love to highlight our show sponsor, Jane. Jane App is a clinic management software and EMR designed to help practitioners grow and manage their clinics. They do this with the helpful features like online booking, scheduling, billing, and documentation, and they are the best, let me tell you. Whether you're working solo or in a large multidisciplinary clinic, no-shows and late cancellations are something that every practitioner faces, and they can be super frustrating. Jane offers several tools to help you prevent and manage those no-shows, including the ability to save a credit card on file and send out automated SMS and email reminders, and they are truly a game changer. Learn more about Jane's helpful features at jane.app/payments. Listeners can also include a code LEX1MO. Again, it's LEX1MO at the time of sign up for a 1-month grace period applied to your Jane account. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Up in My Business. If you're here for the first time, thank you so much for listening. If you are back for another episode, I appreciate you coming back for more. Today, we're going to be talking all about welcome emails and setting that up for your business as for your email newsletter. It'll be a pretty quick episode, so stay tuned for, quick, short, dirty, all the things. Not literally dirty, quick and dirty. Anyway, I'm going to move on from that. I hope that made you smile and laugh because I am definitely laughing right now. Let's jump in. As usual, we're doing life and business, and then we'll jump into the episode. Now, my first thing is life updates, of course. I have 3 things that I want to talk about. The first thing is that my neck has been doing okay, but I'm definitely terrified to dive. Every single time I dive in volleyball, I'm like, is this going to be the one that wrecks me again? So have been kind of trying to avoid that. And I feel like the real way to avoid getting hurt again is 1, to do something for it. I know. But 2, to get faster. So, and I say faster, I mean quicker, really, so I can dive less or just be, I don't know, either way. Neck has been doing okay. Hasn't been painful since it was the first, 2 weeks after I did it by any means, but I just kind of get rocked when I dive and then the rest of the day my neck hurts. So that's been good for the last 2 weeks. Hopefully that stays where it is. But also it's if it gets bad again, it's on me because I'm not doing anything for it, but I digress. I'm the world's worst patient. I know this. So yeah, that's been pretty good. People have asked me about it and I'm not tired or what have you, not being able to concentrate. And also I bought, if you have been around for, I don't know, probably the last 2 years, 2019 was when I started drinking them, but, Reign, the energy drink, definitely a huge fan, decided to buy an entire case of raspberry ones, and yeah, I've been drinking them a lot lately. It feels like brain juice. People drink Celsius. Shantae likes Celsius, and for whatever reason, the tiny little cans, I don't know what ingredient it is. I could probably figure it out pretty quick, but there's an ingredient in Celsius that makes me sleep, and I don't know what it is, but it's not in Reign, and it's definitely not in Red Bull either. But yeah, espresso, an iced Americano, and a Reign every day. I know I have a caffeine problem, but also I'm it doesn't affect me. The Reign makes me concentrate. It doesn't make me jittery and be awake. It literally makes me concentrate. So anyway, haven't really had an issue with my neck, my head, or my concentration. So that's good. In 2 weeks, my parents are visiting. Really excited for that. It'll be my mom's first time in California. I talked about this last week, but excited for them to come here and experience, where we live. I know that my parents have always talked about moving somewhere warmer, and, a lot of things go into whether or not someone moves away from where they're from. My brother still lives close to my parents and, he has a family, so it's always hard to leave. for my parents to leave. So I don't know what they'll do in the future, but exposing them to a area of California, I mean, I'm very much so excited about that. So they're coming for, I think, 4 or 5 days. And then we're going to Vegas that weekend after, which is so exciting. I think next weekend might be like the only, I'm looking at the calendar right now. I feel like next weekend is like a break weekend, but yeah, I don't really know what else. Yeah, I feel like next weekend's our last break weekend for a bit. I say break weekend, like honestly, I like doing things, but also I really like just kind of not having anything on the schedule. So I think next weekend will be our last weekend of no like activities. I have not gotten the go ahead. Oh, this is a business update. Let me jump back to that in a second. My last life update. So if you have been listening to the podcast for like, I don't know, probably 2 months now, you know that I got my nails done because I've never been a nail person because I was a PT. I treated kids. I played a lot of sports. I never did the whole nail thing. Like it was like a 4 events only type of thing. Well, now that I work from home at a desk, I do play volleyball still, but it doesn't affect that. And I don't have to worry about scratching little kids that I'm treating. I've been getting my nails done, but let me tell you something. I have an annoyance with it. So I do gel on my hands and I do regular polish on my toes. The problem is that if there's like a chip in my nail, I can't fix it. It's so annoying. The nail salon is literally a mile away. Like I could literally walk there if I wanted to. Would I want to? No, because it would probably take me, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So like I don't want to walk there, but I could. It's close enough. But I'm like, I don't want to go all the way there to fix it. So I have 2 chips in my nails and now I have to find a time to go get them. I'm going to get them redone anyway. But I'm like, I just want to be able to fix this myself. And yes, I could buy a whole set and I could buy the color and I could fix it if I wanted to. But then I can't ever change the color because otherwise you need to buy every single color. And I'm like, oh God, just annoying. And also the hair growth pills that I'm on, the vitamins, the Nutrafol, they make my nails grow so fast. So, they grow out pretty quickly as well. So I'm like, oh my God, I wish I could just fix this myself. But I guess this is the blessing in it, right? And also it does force me to take an hour and not be on my phone because like they're working the way that this salon does it. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with all the things, but I have never had someone do the pedicure and the manicure at the same time. But they do it at the same time here and your hands are constantly busy. So it's not like I'm on my phone. I'm just sitting there. So that's actually been nice and like good for me to just sit. So I won't complain about it. But also I'm like, oh, I wish I could just fix this myself. All right. Anyway, let's jump into biz stuff. So last week I talked about my new logo. Still working on it with the designer. It's coming along and I'm really excited. So we'll share that as soon as I have it. I'm anticipating it'll be probably a week or 2, only because we're finalizing the design. We're going back and forth, and I'm probably going to do an episode on this soon, but like just the experience overall, because it's been great. And I also have realized a few things. So I might share a little bit more about that. But anyway, we'll share that when I can. The website audit challenge is going to happen. I'm anticipating it's going to happen, if I had to guess, the week of the 22nd, like the 22nd to the 26th, if I had to guess. This is me saying I don't know for sure, but I have to finish, developing it. So I think the 22nd is when it will happen, which means this is why I'm like, I have to think about this because I have to send out emails too. So I may end up sending out emails the week of the 22nd and then starting at the 29th for like a May 1st start or something like that. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to be doing that because a lot of people asked about it. So we'll be doing that. Check it out. Link in the bio to get yourself on the wait list. It'll just be a quick little click and then we will make sure that you add yourself. What else was I going to say? Oh, SEO school started and this cohort is great. So great. I'm so excited for this cohort because we've got a lot of people that are new to me, and I think I may be new to them, and I was recommended to them from someone else, and then also some really familiar faces, and I'm just so excited. There's a few people that have already been messaging me privately, like how happy they are with the first module, and I'm like, just wait, it gets better, I promise. So it's super fun. Lastly, I want to talk about discovery calls. So I just want to extend my gratitude. If you are someone who has scheduled a discovery call with me or is going to schedule a discovery call with me, my gratitude goes out to you as far as thank you so much for, thinking about scheduling or being able to schedule. I know that the way that I run my schedule is very, it's not necessarily the most open, right? So I only do live calls on Tuesday and Thursday. My live calls are 10 to 4. So I'm not on Zoom anymore Monday through Friday. I did that. I hated it and it burned me out. And I have a mental capacity on Tuesday and Thursday to do live calls. So thank you to anyone who has made that work with their schedule. I know that it's not, it doesn't meet everyone's needs, but I will say, regardless, if I were to make an appointment with you, I would be needing to meet your schedule. So I do appreciate the people who, make it work with their schedule. It's a 15-minute call. I know that, some people get on calls with me and then we talk about, maybe it's not a good fit. Maybe we need to do something different. We need to go a different direction. And truly the discovery calls for me really do allow me to meet you, decide if we're a good fit and if I can help you in the best way or if someone else is better to help you. So thank you to everyone who makes that work, who checks my schedule out and sees that I'm booking a week and a half, 2 weeks out, and then makes the appointment anyway. It does truly mean a ton to me and I appreciate you so much. So thank you so much for doing that and making it work and just, supporting me and making the effort to potentially be on my schedule and just get to work together. It really, really does mean a lot. So I think that's all I had to do for updates, biz, life, all the things. Let me know if you have questions though, because happy to answer them. I'm going to try to record another episode after this one, potentially 2 more, just so I'm a little bit ahead just with, my parents coming into town and whatnot, but would love to know what you want to hear about. So let's jump into today's episode. Just going to be talking quickly about welcome emails for your newsletter. So on Instagram, it would be yesterday. So Friday, obviously when you're listening to this, it was Friday, April 5th. I posted, and I will put the link to this post in the show notes. I posted how to create a welcome email automation for your newsletter. So what this means, you can see an example of it. If you go to my website and you sign up for my newsletter, you get an email from me that welcomes you to my newsletter and tells you what you can expect because you're on my newsletter mailing list. So that post goes through the tech side of how to set that up. So we have the form on ConvertKit. We then connect that form to an email sequence that we write inside of ConvertKit. So whenever someone fills out that form, they get put into this email sequence and receive this follow-up email. What we're focusing on today is just the logistics around it and the why. So let's just talk about the why quick. When someone signs up for your email list, it can be really nice to give them an idea of who you are, what you're going to talk about, how often you send emails, what those emails will be about, ways that they can interact with you, follow you, check you out, potentially a service highlight, right? So these emails can serve a huge purpose in your business, because imagine someone finds your Instagram and they sign up for your newsletter. Well, if they sign up for your newsletter, one, they may not know anything about you other than what they're seeing on Instagram. They may not know anything about your business except for what they've seen on Instagram. And also vice versa, if someone finds your website, they may not take the chance to read your entire website, or they may not know that you have an Instagram account that you have free content on, or a podcast, or what have you. So using the welcome email as a place to, introduce yourself, introduce your newsletter and what your newsletter focuses on, and then introduce your business, your services, who you like to work with, your ideal client, if you will, that would be a great place to do that. Now, I won't go too deep into this, but some people choose to do a couple of emails. I will just push you to do one. So just do a welcome email, just a thanks for joining. Here's what you can expect. This is who I am, yada, yada, yada. Stick to that. That keeps things really easy. For people who decide to do more than one, we end up calling that like a nurture sequence. So someone signs up for a list that you have, and then they get shuffled into an email sequence, a bunch of emails that go out, every week for 2 weeks or every week for 6 weeks, what have you. Just focus on having one and putting those elements in there. So thanking people, who you are, who you work with, a podcast if you have one, your Instagram account if you post there, maybe a link to your blog or a link to, a specific course that you offer that is a DIY course that everyone typically takes. Things like that can go inside that welcome email. And then don't forget to tell them what they can expect by being on your newsletter list. It will be monthly newsletters. Will it be bi-weekly? What will it be? And just giving them an idea of what they can expect from you and what you talk about on your newsletter. Now, logistically, if we talk about what you need in order to make this happen, I won't go into in-depth tech. I don't think that it's helpful to talk through building this out on ConvertKit. I will link the post that I made inside or for Instagram inside of the show notes. But what I want to go through is just what software you need and what that means. So the biggest thing that we need to focus on is what email marketing software am I always talking about? It's ConvertKit. So if you want to take a step back and say, do I have ConvertKit? No, I don't know if your email system can do the same thing. Typically they can, but it would just be different than what I posted on Instagram. So obviously you can't follow it. But for me, the software that I am using, my website's on Squarespace, and then my newsletter, my email marketing system is ConvertKit. So those are the two platforms that I recommend. And if at any point you want to know what platforms I recommend, you can go to my resources page on my website. All of them are there, all of my recommendations that I have. So when we talk about an email newsletter welcome, what we want to do is set up on the back end of ConvertKit, we have to pay. So that's the step one, is you have to pay for ConvertKit, because without paying for ConvertKit, you can't have automations. Ideally, what happens is this form gets filled out. So someone puts their first name and email into this opt-in form, and then automatically they will be sent that welcome email. It's not about you going into Gmail and copying and pasting or using an email template to welcome them to your email list. That's not what this is for. It's supposed to be automatic. So they fill out the form, and then almost immediately they get an email from you once they confirm saying, yes, thank you so much for joining, yada, yada, yada. So you have to pay for ConvertKit now, and that's to get the automations feature. Now, other than that, all of the details are inside of the post, but the biggest thing to take away is that a lot of people have multiple opt-ins to get people on their list, whether it's like a freebie ebook or no actual freebie with the opt-in. So just understand that you can tailor this to be specific for that freebie and also give them a welcome email at the same time. So let's just say that you have an ebook that you give for free when someone joins your email list. Inside the welcome email, you would have, here's the ebook that you want to download, a link to that, to download it. And also, welcome to my email list. I send out yada, 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 yada. And then you put all of the welcome stuff in there. So just know you can tailor it based on what welcome sequences, welcome stuff you have, opt-ins you have. And then for someone like how I do things, I have a specific newsletter opt-in page on my website, and I also have an inline or an embedded form on my homepage. So lexlancaster.com/newsletter. And then I also have an opt-in on my home page. So when someone fills out either of those forms, they get put into the same welcome sequence on ConvertKit. So just making sure that if you have multiple places where people can opt in, make sure all of them are connected to that welcome email if you're sending out one. All right. Told you I'm going to keep this one short. That's all it is. If you don't have a welcome email, your homework is to just go create one. Go create a welcome email automation sequence, what have you. And if you need help with ConvertKit, I will put the link to my ConvertKit course inside the show notes. ConvertKit, there are a lot of things you can customize within ConvertKit, landing forms, pages, i.e. all of the things. So feel free to sign up for that. It's $47 right now. I do plan on redoing that course, and the price will go up because I'm going to do a lot more education in it. But for right now, it is $47 if you want to grab that. That's all I've got for you. Go do your homework. If you want some accountability, let me know when it's done, and I will be happy to cheer for you. So feel free to email me, DM me, what have you. And yeah, that's it. I am super pumped for the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a couple busy ones. It seems like it's just going to fly by, but hopefully it will be really, really good weather. I know that the Northeast got hit with a terrible storm. So anybody who's in the Northeast, I hope you have a spring coming soon, and I hope here in California it stops raining and being super windy every random day. So, alrighty, friends, that's all I've got for you. I hope you have a great rest of your day whenever you listen to this. I will catch you next time.